Hello, everybody. Welcome to ICC's Banter Blitz. I'm Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. This is our little monthly get-together for the month of May, and I'm looking forward to everyone challenging me today in Blitz. Normally, I tell you at the beginning that I never play Blitz, and you have a time to get me, a chance to get me. I'm rusty and everything, but actually last week I did play a Blitz tournament, and I almost won, except that the last round was really very sketchy for me. But at least I got the juices flowing. Actually played over the board Blitz chess, which was a very long time before that. It seems like the only Blitz I play is on the computer with you guys, my friends. So everybody line up, take a piece of me, see what you can do. I'm ready to take on old comers. Okay, first game. Arnold Muscat. Okay, you're on. Apparently, I've thrown him off with my first move. I heard that the knights can jump over pawns, so I figured I'd start with a knight move. Oh no! One guy puts out a challenge and he's not ready to move. What's going on? Well, we've been having some cold weather in the Northeast. It's only about 60, 65 degrees and very gray, rainy, a lot of rain in the week. Kind of a bummer if you want to do sports, which, finally a move, D5. Well thought out. Okay, so here we go. Arnold Muscat is going for the center. I will challenge him. A Grunfeld reversed with an extra tempo. That's generally a good idea. But it's also kind of a form of the Catalan. But grandmasters don't really play this type of Catalan for black so much anymore. It was popular back in the days of Kasparov and Karpov. I think Karpov used to defend this against Kasparov, but not so much anymore. All right. So I can take on c6 and kind of play that position for squares, or I can try to give my opponent an isolated pawn. He avoids the isolated pawn on d5, but now I'm going to give one there. And bring some pieces out. Maybe a3. Why a3? Well, I think putting my queen on c2 kind of glues the position together. So I don't want knight b4 to bother me. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure where to move the knight, but by moving the knight, now if I play queen c2, my e-pawn is defended. I could have tried attacking the pawn right away with queen c2, and I could always trade the two pawns, but decided to go this way. So Arnold Muscat is looking for something to do here, but probably he should have just done that move rather quickly, just castle, because usually you're not going to be able to do anything all that special until you castle. Castling kind of enables everything to work better with your king out of the center. So it's a pretty good policy that, unless you have another obvious developing move, get castled, especially in Blitz. c5. So that pawn was attacked. He moved it up one square. Now we're going for a little pin action. Rook d1, queen c8. Maybe b6 is a more active square. Knight g5. Let's think about grabbing some bishops. Little mate threat on h7. So he's got to either take it, play knight f6 or g6. f5, definitely don't want to play f5. Knight takes e6. Oh, I said no f5. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I also have rook takes d5, but I think knight takes e6 is much stronger, and it's leading to a calamity. Yeah, but you know, keep you always got to keep your center guarded, keep that intact. He could have taken the knight, g6, knight f6. All those moves are playable, just advantage to white. But unfortunately, knight takes e6 was just a crusher. So thank you, Arnold Muscat, for jumping in. Very unusual today that people weren't lined up. My feelings are a little bit bruised today, but now I see that lots of people have gotten into the queue, so we're going to have our normal kind of startup here. All right, this is a new player for me, bacon with fries. I don't think I would like that. I don't eat bacon, actually, because I'm Jewish and I just grew up not eating bacon, so I just keep doing that. But I do like fries. I like turkey bacon. Turkey bacon's real good. Bishop d6. Usually black doesn't want to put the bishop on d6 and the knight on f6 because he's in fork position. If e5 comes, it can win a piece. So e5, but that's looks like a little bit of a concession. It's not really great in terms of structure anyway, because there's a weak square in d5. I don't have that weak square on e4. It looks to me like I can take a pawn here. All right, I will take a pawn. Well, should I take a pawn? There's some b5 possibilities. Yeah, I don't need to take that pawn. Let's go with a little pin action again. If I don't get e5, maybe I'll just weaken the pawn structure. Just a nice positional advantage. So yeah, bishop e7, knight f6 go together. Or if the bishop goes to d6, it's better to put the knight on e7. All right. So this illustrates what I was talking about before, that I can cover this d4 square. So my knight has a place to jump to, but his does not. Well, I tell you, I was going to take this knight anyway. I was thinking very seriously about doing a last move. But okay, so now he's got e5 very well guarded, but now I'm going to start jumping into the light squares. That's the idea. Is a big holes on f5 and d5. And maybe I should have, probably should have kept that defended. b3 is a little bit of a weakness. All right, I'm going to have to maybe redo this. Yeah, that was kind of a silly mistake. It's going to cost me some time. A little time on the clock, but I mean mostly time in the position. The rook is going to have to go back, of course. Yeah, I should have just played rook fd1 and not give him the d file. I don't care about the rooks being traded. So now I have a nice positional edge, but I gave him this d file, so I'm going to have a little work to do. Stops bishop b5. Yeah. All right, so I'll just, I guess, kind of come out by degrees here. Put the king in the center. I mean, I have certainly given him some activity with the last several moves, but I think I can manage. So he wants c4. All right, let's see if this can create some problems in there. b4, pawn, pawn, pawn grabbing. I think he had to play c4. Then the bishop is hitting the knight, so that probably those pieces were safe. This looks like a pawn to me. Well, I don't think he'll get much for it. Again, I just keep everything defended. Bishop b5 will be a nice stabilizing move. It's funny, my knights, ooh, I had that covered. Those diagonal retreating moves, you know, who was it, Kotov or Krogius? I forget where I read that they were the easiest ones to miss. Bacon with Fries says thanks, and I say thank you back to Bacon with Fries for the game. Nice challenge. I got a big advantage of the opening. I didn't make the most of it. It was more a competitive game than what we might have thought from the beginning, so good job. And okay, so finally I get a black. Eisen 55. All right, you're up. All right, lay it on me. I'm ready. My first move is knight f6. I'm pre-moving. That's the deal. That's the deal. Oh, where are you? See, you got to stay rooted to your chair. You never know when your number is going to come up. You don't want to miss that the awesome possibility of playing a game with me. There we go. Okay, better late than never. So we have a King's Indian. And Bishop f5 is kind of a specialty line of mine that I've played many times over the years. H3. I think this move is okay. I also used to play a system with very early Bishop f5 before any fianchetto, and I played it once against Grandmaster Zdanko Kozul, and he played h3 and g4, and then he went e4, and it was kind of King's Indian where the move seemed to make sense. So I had a little reminder of that, but here g4 is not coming in one move. Queen b6 or queen c8. I'm going to go queen c8. Just, I don't know, attack spawn on h3. Yeah, this is possible. This is possible, certainly. I have to take. And now I don't have knight takes e2 with check. So I was vaguely aware of this possibility, but I just, my wisdom decided not to worry about it. But technically, I should not have allowed it. I should not have allowed it. Okay. c5. I don't know if it's exactly wise to go for that kind of dark square strategy when usually I'm trying to block the light square bishop, but I like getting him to play e3 because then the dark squared bishop can't come out on that diagonal. Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that I've got an amazing position here. a4. I wasn't really trying to do anything with rook b8 other than just defend the pawn. Kind of an interesting position, really kind of unusual. All right, jumping in. Outposted. Little threat. Not a particularly difficult one to deal with. Maybe I'll play d5. Is that a good idea? He can take on c5, takes. I'll try it. See, when your opponent has two bishops, they say, okay, you don't want to open the position for the two bishops, but sometimes there's something to be said for opening it a little bit before the bishops really get organized. Right now, bishop on e1, the rooks aren't connected. Arguably, I maybe should have played my rooks a little differently, but I left my rook on b8. It is protecting b7. That could still be a factor. But also I'm building up a little bit of time edge here, which never bothers me too much. He's calculating a lot of captures. I'm just going to take this one, I think, because that one's pretty safe. Rook takes. I don't know if any of the other captures made sense. But I have everything defended. If c takes d5, I have that defended, so I can just take back on d5. Although he escapes the pin. Good news for him. I could also take with the queen. This is well, he just defends it. Okay, so he's trying to trick me into doubling. Okay, I'll just take. Well, he's playing this very slowly, which is somewhat unfortunate because he's played a pretty good game. But I think he's going to run out of time unless he really kicks it into gear. And can I grab this pawn? I can, but I don't know how good it is. Because my e7 pawn is hanging. I'm pretty happy to see that trade. And now, can I take yet? Okay. I thought I had enough pieces on that. Well, he's just making quick moves because he's very low on time. Maybe I can get a sneak attack going here. Sneak attack. Make a little lift. Maybe that lift wasn't really all that good. Something should be hanging somewhere. I don't know. What about that move? Sneak attack again. Grab something. Sneak attack. Oh, his rook is kind of trapped. Checkers. I don't think he could actually save the rook. The rook was kind of strangely trapped. All right, Eisen 55. Good challenge there. Competitive game. He started to get really low on time and made it a little difficult. All right, Jazam. All right. Lay it on me. So he's going with a more reliable setup of putting the bishop on e7. All right, let's go. Go time. Yeah. It's the normal sort of thing you do in the King's Indian attack. This is a pretty standard type of position. But if black is not going to open the center with d takes e4, generally he doesn't play this combination of moves because black wants to throw the pawns forward. So probably b5 is going to happen later, but then b6 would be a waste of tempo. Usually if you fianchetto, you either open or you don't castle kingside right away. But this is a different strategy. He's looking to open the center right away, which is interesting. I think usually white is going to have resources against that. I have a lot of pieces I can bring to bear in the center, and the fianchettoed bishop isn't necessarily an asset because e6 is not that well guarded. I guess he could try pushing the pawn forward to e5. And so on. And I just played knight g4. Played that very quickly, but maybe knight g5 is actually better because then this option to bring the queen out to h5. I was thinking both these moves, but I think bishop f4, e5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 1, 2. He's got enough defender. Okay, so let's go knight g5. Bishop g5 also possible. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on black to defend the center, and probably he would much rather have rooks on e8 and f8, unless he wants to put a knight on f8 to try to defend things at some point. With my knight out of the way, I have a possible bishop f4 tempo coming up, which could be useful without e5 being possible. If he takes my knight at g5, I'll have a choice of pawn or bishop. I think I'm leaning towards pawn takes. All right, so he defends d5 with that move. Just to kind of rule out my knight f6. I mean, my bishop f4. So, what next? I played the obvious move so far. The problem with knight at g4 is it's hard to activate my queen. Maybe I'll move the bishop off the diagonal to hit the pawn. Of course, if he plays e5, then I left the pressure on d5. But there could be something on that the diagonal just moved on to as well. I mean, now there's a threat to take the pawn on an e6. He seems hesitant to push it, but he might have to. Knight d4, but why can't I just kick that back? He wants to go to f5. Feels a little flimsy to me. I was thinking about playing c3 anyway. So bishop f4 or take first. Maybe just take. I think something is likely to drop here. I mean, e6 can maybe be taken right away, but I'm going to throw that move in, which actually might spoil everything. Actually, probably does spoil everything now that I look at it more carefully, but I just couldn't help the tempo move. I think I should have just taken on e6. But he should play queen d7, and then knight e6, rook e6, bishop f5, rook takes e1. Yeah, because now he's going to have to give up material here. Rook e6, no. So I think just, I mean, this is going to be an exchange. Well, I assume it's going to be an exchange. Maybe not. Can he play king f8? It looks very wow. But I don't know. Not so easy. Not so easy to take advantage of it. Wow. That is a surprise, I admit. I'm looking for some super cool continuation, but I don't see it. And, well, I don't know. It's running stuff. That was a real surprise to me that that check did not do more damage. Rook e7. Okay. Very patient. All right, so I'll just back up. That was really kind of surprising that more didn't come out of that. Really surprised. That's what he wanted. He wanted to. He wants to jump on the long diagonal. Okay. Well, I can block the long diagonal, and I better. I will have to, but I can. Okay. So now we're going to have kind of endgame. Everybody low on time. B4, not a great move, but I don't mind admitting it. Surprising move. Wow, I messed this up. For sure. Oh, no. What did I do? What's going on here? Pawn ending. He goes for it. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Wow. Heck of a position to have to calculate in time pressure, huh? But it looks like he's got me. He's got me. Well, he can't, maybe, can he trade queens? Oh, I don't know if he can. If he can trade queens, maybe some hope. But of course, he's picking up a lot of time with all these checks. Wow. Eventually comes my turn. Well, he could have tried. Taking that pawn. All right, go there. I don't know what else to do. Okay, now I don't know. Now checks, I guess. Feels kind of lost, I have to say. Feels kind of lost. He's done a good job here. I mean, there really isn't any chance to bring my king closer. But he's got two of them. Yeah, so he's going to do it. Good job. And he went for it quickly on the pawn ending. I just got massively outplayed. Yeah. No, nothing to be done. Okay, good job, Jazam. Yeah, that game just went south in a hurry. I thought after Bishop E6 the game was over. All right, Hart Rook, you're up. This is a system that I once used to beat Gata Kamsky, so fond memories. Yeah. Maybe I should have just played knight d5 last move. Yeah, actually, rook f8 is probably not the right move, but hey. Hey. I'm realizing right now that I'm really quite tired. Knight c4. That was kind of why I played rook fc8, but he played rook c1, so he could have just gone back to bishop g3. I kind of feel good that he can't advance c4 so easily right now. For the moment. Because I talked before about fork position, I have to be a little careful about my bishop and my... I was going to say I have to be a little careful, but I thought I was careful. Can I just take this pawn? What am I missing? No, I'm not missing anything. All right. Pawn for me. See, Hart Rook is playing very, very fast. I will give him credit for that. All right. H3. Yeah. This position is not it's not that easy for black to win. So maybe I'll try to break with d5. Puts a little crimp in those plans. Ooh, okay, aggressive. Making weaknesses. That's something I like. He's coming after me. Okay, then it's gonna be counterattack. L'Empire contre-attaque. Key 3. Okay. Can I jump in there? A little risky. Maybe better just to come back. Thinking about Queen F4, but I was a little bit afraid Knight takes D6. I don't think it works, but I started thinking that maybe it was unnecessary to challenge him on that. Okay. What to do? Okay, maybe now B5. Get that open. Where did I put this stupid knight? Oh, I can't go anywhere really. All right. Better just defend the pawn. She's got all these open lines in the center, so my pawns come under attack as they move. It's quite tricky. All right, so E7. That one dropped. Genius. Okay. But I can certainly try to attack his king now. I don't know if I'm doing a great job of this. Definitely not doing a great job of this. Very sleepy chess. But now, feel the wrath of my counterattack. Ugh. What did I do to this game? I felt like I had lots of energy for the first couple of games. And then, poof, all gone. All gone. Knight, I thought he'd go knight d5. And, all right, I'll take it anyway. Wreck. Oh, I should have checked first. Yeah, I forgot he could go king g2. Not my day. Really. I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe just make a draw. Oh, okay. That's ambitious. All right, got his rook pinned, which should be useful. I know he's not going to mate me with that rook while he's pinned. Now he's not pinned. Now I'm pinned. That was funny how that worked. Well, really, okay, I'll take a draw. Yeah, okay. Messed that one up too. Not enough coffee this morning. No mercy for you. Oh, please. I need some mercy. Not playing. Not seeing things today. Wow. A disciple of Chigorin. Likes those knights. Castle and Queenside. Okay. Hmm. Let's get ready to open lines. I feel like he's getting ready. Oh, no. No, you the beautiful knight on G4. Why are you sacrificing that? Of all the sacrifices to make, oh my goodness. You need pieces to checkmate. You can't give them all away and then checkmate somebody. That's not going to work. That is not going to work. Hey, that looked like he was doing fine. I don't know why did he suddenly give away all the pieces like that. That was puzzling. That was puzzling. I guess he showed mercy on me. But actually, knight g4, he had some attacking chances. Got a lot of pieces pointing at my king. Okay, so Clownfish is up. And he's playing a little bit unusual move order against the Alekines. I think maybe I've faced this before. These games all get cloudy in my mind. But now I think it's sort of transposed into a kind of mainline position. Yeah, I don't know if I should have prefaced it with knight c6 or not, because I had in my mind maybe he'd go d5, but maybe I should have done that anyway. Mm-hmm. Interesting pawn structure. I'm not sure what to make of this. I suppose that both sides have chances in it. Pawn or queen. Okay, queen is maybe a little safer. Not giving me a protected pass pawn. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he's angling to play b5. I don't think he's there yet. And I'm kind of starting to look in the center. Maybe he'll push away his queen. But I don't know. Still don't know if I have anything there. Once I play f6, and e6 is weakened, so I'm sort of committed to doing something over there. Yeah. All right, so he's pushing forward. So should I? All right, let's make this a race. Ah, okay, so he's getting out of the way of e5, but is it is the cure worse than the disease? I'm not sure about this. Now, a lot of action going on the king side where I have more pawns. All right, let's roll. I think position's good for black now. Maybe not. Knight b5, yeah. Then he's making some threats there. So now, where am I coming in here? Maybe just take. Maybe just take. Break that down. It's a complicated position. I just don't want to take a lot of time on it. Yeah. So my idea is I'm just going to grab this pawn here. I don't know if that pawn is that important, but it does attack the knight. And then I can, try to get some tactics with the queen headed back in that direction. Knight f3. That was looks like a very smart move. I hate when that happens. But I have a good, well, I have a good answer, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. I see. All right, I'll just come back around. A little more time. Well, knight coming to f4 is actually, that sets up a lot of forking. That's a family fork. So yeah, family forks are kind of Oops. I started to move my rook, which is what I planned to do before. But then I had the idea to do this. Okay, so all right, I think I'll go ahead with the fork. And now the thing is queen e4. Queen e4. Just going to play it, hope that it's the right move. I think that's hard to answer. And now I take this guy. All right, I got him. Clownfish. Not easy fish to catch, but I think I caught him this time. I think I caught him this time. I knew I had to bear down this game and managed to get it done. That was a very complex game, very interesting game. All right, so waking up a little bit now. Oh my goodness, what is this? Kaml Chandron. That's a long name. Let's change it up a little bit. I'm tired of all these fianchettos. All right, let's do a King's Indish. All right, so my bishop is biting on granite, but then again, his bishop isn't so great either. But he's played this disturbingly fast, which bothers me. As I don't really know anything about it. C5. Yeah, I admit I'm kind of making this up. All right, let's try that. I don't know. Confusionary riff. Mm-hmm. Does it get me anywhere to take on E5? You know, I'm going to try it. Usually when you take on E5, it's considered to be correct for black to take with a D pawn, so that then I wouldn't have this possibility of undermining. But I'm not totally sure about my C5 move. But I kind of don't want to try to remember the theory in a position where I don't really know the theory in a blitz game. So let's just make something new. I think the queens will be exchanged, because if he doesn't take, I probably will. God, I'm thinking. Maybe I'll win a pawn. C6. Yeah, so that pawn isn't hanging. Yeah, okay, let's take the queens off. And now pawns look slightly vulnerable. Check him and wreck him. Let's see where he's going to live. I mean, sometimes you give that move, you give a check, and he can go one way and it's good, one way is bad, and you don't necessarily know which way, but you give your opponent a choice. And after he moves, you see, right? In blitz, not in tournament games, but in blitz. E6 is sort of interesting here. I don't know if that's overly ambitious, because I like breaking down the pawns, but I'm tempted to try that move. Tempted to try it. H4 also. Yeah. The E6. E6, a little bit of a cheapo with the idea of bishop C7. I wasn't sure what to do on knight A6. I can triple pawns, but I might lose my E pawn. Yeah, what was my idea now? Oh, yes. I wanted to take on F6 now. And then come in with the knight to G5. G5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Slow moving game, though. Maybe I should throw in bishop c7 somewhere, because if it moves his rook off the file, then I can castle queenside, which will get my rooks. Ooh, Was not expecting that move. Can I take this one? I thought he'd just play King G7. Wasn't sure what to do, but now I'm kind of happy. 2 bishops. And a pawn. Massive kingside advantage. Should mean something. Okay. Start attacking things. Start attacking things. I wasn't sure he needed to retreat, but okay. All right. Let's move stuff forward. Yeah, let's be sporty here. That wasn't necessarily such an important pawn to take, but I don't know. So I felt like sacking the exchange. Uh-oh. What's happening? Lag? Hope that's not me. My game stopped. What happened? Just when it was getting exciting. Nothing happening. Okay, so it seems to be on his end. Maybe he's playing from India. But they tend to have a lot of computer technicians there, so their internet should be good, no? Wow. All right, well, just when we're having fun. After my unnecessary exchange sacrifice. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to somebody else. No shortage of challengers. Vishwa 64. I hope his internet holds up. All right. Well, you know, I never played this move, but I might as well. This move was played against me by Zvagintsev in the debut. Zvagintsev played G4 against me the same day that, at the same time that Krasenkov played this move against, I believe, Gildardo Garcia, simultaneously in the same place, in the same tournament, same room. And they were far apart from each other. Nobody copied anybody. The move debuted simultaneously in 2 different games. Very unusual. A little bit of history. I think it should be good for me that he took the pawn like that, you know, because I have, you know, now Rook nicely placed on the open G file. I think I'm sort of ahead of the game there. All right, let me grab some bishops. I'm gonna grab me some bishops. I'm not even sure if it bothers me if he. Oh, as I was gonna say, not sure if it bothers me if he drives my rook back, trapping my rook maybe. But even so, I'm not sure that's that big a deal because I can. Well, actually, I could play knight G5 too. My first thought was just to bring my bishop out, but yeah, I have knight G5, don't I? Maybe he should have just driven the rook out when he had the chance. He got very ambitious there. But f7, I think, is going to be hard to defend now. Yeah, maybe I even had knight g5 for a few moves. Yeah, the knight on g6 can be hanging. Yep. Yeah, now I can, I don't necessarily have to take it right away. I'm going to be bold and not take it. Bold or foolish. Yeah, I was a little undecided about e3 or d3. This is the idea. Yeah, okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now the bishop, the other bishop. Where are you going now? It's got to be a breakthrough now, right? Knight h7. Well, it's part of me wants to just castle, but I think that this will win very quickly. Just those those knights on the first rank, they're all going to start to hang. Thank you, Vishwa64. That makes me feel a lot better about things. Oh boy, yeah, G4. I've only played against that a couple of times without really any problems for black, but I just figured that's something you got to play G4 and Banter Blitz if you have the opportunity. All right, Bishop Mate is up next. Mate. I was all ready to play D6, and then he went there, so I figured maybe maybe I'll go one more box. I was not fooling around with my A pawn. I mean it. I want to push it up there. Okay. I don't know if it does anything to put it on A3. Takes, rook A2. You know, I think that actually is going to do something. Normally when you play A5, it's almost a knee-jerk reaction that white will do something with the A pawn, either A3 to answer A4 with B4 or A4 to stop it. But very rarely do you get the pawn going that far. But now I think white's a little bit tied up there. Knight A6, crossing my fingers that my rook doesn't get sneakily trapped, but doesn't look like anything can attack it for a while. He's kicking my bishop away. Yeah. That's annoying. What are you going to do? All right. Tickle him there. At least his knight is out of play. Ooh, really? Okay. I think I'm kind of happy to get that. Now, watch out for your knight. G5. Yeah? You sure? Okay, now he has knight F5. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To take or not to take? All right. Well, sort of don't want to help him get his knight back, but I guess he can play e5, so I'll take it. Now, I was thinking knight g4, bishop g4, but maybe I'll just postpone the decision and just develop a piece with a little trickiness. Okay, he saw my trickiness. I'm not sure if he saw my trickiness. He defended d4. I was threatening rook b2, and he stopped it. In any case, bishop g4. I don't know what's good here. I just feel like putting that rook on the d file will be useful. Still not sure. Maybe bishop h6. Yeah, bishop h6. Do something there. Yeah, because he's got d4 pretty solidly guarded. He's got like his nice looking center, but on the other hand, I have all my pieces active, and I can try to hit away from a lot of different angles. So it's not so easy for white to play. Whew. e5. Well, I was fixing to move this guy anyway. In here. If I go to d5, he can play knight c4. But now knight c4, I can take it and b2 hangs. So that was my plan anyway. Maybe white should have played h3. I'm not sure. Looks like knight e3 is kind of disruptive. Yeah, but now b3 is hanging. And I can take it. How do I want to take it? It's not actually. It's my knight has no squares, so that's, I think, maybe accidentally clever on his part. Oh, I used up a lot of time here. Oh, I do have that move. I was kind of all centered on taking b3, but let's do it this way. Attack the rook. Yeah, now take that and take another one. Attack the bishop on b2. I think things are going to happen. Oh, he just took that. Okay, that was relatively simple for me. Which way? Better not to really think about it too much. I do always like trading queens when I'm a little on time, but kind of feel like, well, okay, let's go for the queen trade. So I don't regret that I didn't do it in the first place. Okay, there we go. So I got some material advantage. Looks good. I don't really think I need to play f6, but I just don't want to bother with that knight coming into e5. So that's why I did that. Wasn't really necessary. Bishop mate, I think a little early resignation, to be honest. Keep playing the position. Rook b1, you can attack some things slightly ahead on the clock. Very sporty to resign, but I think he should play some more. Anyway, another challenging game. Yeah, I almost noticed too late that my knight was getting trapped. I think bishop f5 was a strong move. Otherwise, I wasn't so sure. All right, so I don't know. Let's mix it up. We've got Grand Patzer 5. I don't know if there were 4 Grand Patzers that came before, and he's a new and improved model of Grand Patzer. I don't know. A6 right away. Hmm. You know that A6 is not a particularly useful move if white takes on D5. Of course, white is committed to this continuation. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess around here. Just castle. All right, let me jump in with this guy. I don't know. It feels like he's forgotten something. He hasn't played C6. Can he survive this D pawn hanging? I think he needs to have a pawn on C6. Yeah, he may regret that. That would be kind of a really annoying way to lose a game. You just forget to defend something because otherwise, it could be a long game in store. But now it looks like I'm going to be pawn up and take D5, whichever way he recaptures. I'm going to win more material. Yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I'll take him any way I can get him. I thought I had enough breakfast. Bagel, cream cheese, yogurt, coffee. Not much energy, but I think he's gonna lose an exchange now. He's gonna lose a change up. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna retreat this guy and then take on C7. And then it's gonna be hard to even defend the rook. So he's not gonna get any momentum. 2 pawns and an exchange. Yeesh. Yeah. Should have taken with the rook on E7 though, because then knight D5, knight E5, he'll probably lose an exchange, but no pawns. Of course, it's terrible, but this is going to be even more material. I don't think he's going to get his pieces anywhere close to my king to bother me. Knight takes rook, knight, bishop G4. He's got bishop G4 coming. I think I'm actually going to take this one. I'll just be happy with an exchange, not try to be too greedy. Maybe if he lets me, I'll take the bishop on C8. And then he'll have some accounting to do with all those minor pieces on the back rank. Would be sporty. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Inject some excitement into the game. G5, okay. Getting off the back rank and stuff. Switch gears a little bit now. Pound F7. threat is stronger than the execution. Check. Check. Yeah, queen takes c8 wasn't very, it wasn't much of a risk, really. Just the black had no pieces left. Yeah, hung d5. That was that. That was that. Okay. Who's next? J. Russell 2, one of the regulars. Interesting how popular G3 is in the King's Indian today. Just about everybody. Okay, loss of tempo, but knight on c3 means he's not playing c4. So he's going to really have to get an e4. If he gives up his bishop to do it, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is holding together if I take that pawn. Is this holding together? Oops, didn't quite get there. There we go. Something loose. I think maybe knight could take. Knight takes, rook takes, well, I don't know. But now definitely something is hanging. This guy. And that's why you play moves like bishop g4, because pawn can be hanging sometimes, or sometimes you can get a tempo with queen c8 or queen d7. And it was also possible maybe to try to take the d pawn somehow, but simpler just to grab that. I probably should take the bishop, but somehow I don't want to. Sometimes you just don't feel like playing against knights. It's just easier to deal with bishops, just to trade bishop for bishop rather than let him bring his knight into the middle and then try to figure out what to do against that. Just play with knights. Kind of a comfortable pawn up here. Let's bring the pieces into the middle. Yada, yada, yada. Have him worry about my queen coming into h3 for the rest of the game. All right, I'll be a merchant. No trade. I don't want to trade with you. I have accounted for my queen being able to escape. Did think about that before my move. Yeah, sometimes you get a position like this and you just sort of make moves and you wait for the opponent to collapse. Don't necessarily have to work out the best moves. In real chess, that's not advice that I really want to give, but in Blitz, sometimes just being practical. Yeah, actually, I hadn't really accounted for the rook e5 idea, but fortunately, I have time to get out of the way of it. Can I take this? Actually, can I take the pawn on c2? It's not defended now. Then there's rook e2. Then I play queen down. I don't really want that. All right, I'm going to do something fancy. Actually, not all that fancy. I was thinking that maybe I would jump in here. No, I can't. I can't take the pawn. He goes rook c1. All right, I'll go there. Kind of provoking a little bit, and with J. Russell too about to run out of time. But all right, now I get my queen out of there. It's 94. Toches. Pawn takes, and all right, let's take it. Take it. In. Okay, thanks for the advice, J. Russell too. Thanks for the game, and we move on. Cap 78 red. Every now and then I wonder about the deeper meanings of these handles. Sometimes a number like that, it might be the year someone was born, but the cap and the red, I don't know. Could be anything. So it's going to be one of those. Excuse me. All right. Isolated pawn position. Feels almost like playing a black opening with an extra tempo, like a kind of Queen's Indian. But when I have the isolated pawn, I would rather have the bishop on d6, where it's attacking. You know, you're not really looking to play solidly. You're looking to get some aggressive play to compensate for the isolated pawn. So I'm gonna because I can, I'm going to bring this knight around to impact d4. There's that generic a5 move, and then I did not go with my advice of playing a3. If he goes a4, I think I'm just going to take it, because the best he can do is get it back. He's got an isolated pawn. It's the same as me. Can I just hold on to it? Why not? I mean, I'm playing with house money, Ah. Okay. All right. I guess I'll grab it. I thought he was going to protect. Grab it. No, you forgot about this. You forgot about that. Cap 78 red. Okay. Tochus. Return. Yes. It's just a piece. It's just a piece in the world. Knight coming to c4. Yeah, I don't have to really do all that much. Piece is a piece. What? Somehow, in his mind, the knight does something here, and the rook takes c1, but maybe it's just the hope that I wouldn't see that. That seems like kind of a strange thing to hope for, but I got that one. Okay. Thanks, Cap 78 red. Occasionally pieces are going to hang, and well, I feel some sympathy for my opponent. It does make it easier. Oh, what do we have here? Char Yaro. That's a mouthful. Looks like a lot of Indians today. What kind of time is it in India? Completely different time of the day. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here. It definitely seems like there's a lot of people from other countries. Got some Germans, got some Indians, got some Brits. A little bit of everything. E4. All right. Could have played that on move 1. Not going to go pawn grabbing. Run away. Not so much pawn grabbing, but he kicked me, so I'm not losing a tempo and going away. All right, now now you're going to see some pawn grabbing, because No reason not to take this pawn on d4. He can't even attack my queen. I'd take that center pawn over the b pawn any day. So I would not have let me take that pawn. All right, still no threats or anything. I'll just castle. I don't know if knight e5 is really necessary. And I'll just beat a hasty retreat. All right, now comes knight e5. I think that's going to hurt. That's going to leave a mark. Building some momentum. I lost it. I lost it early on, but I'm getting it back now. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that pawn in e7. Bigger things are happening. Yeah, first the pawn opened up all the squares, and that made it more likely that something was going to drop like that. So, all right, another game for me. Kusoks. That's a new name for me. I've not seen Kusoks before. All right, let's see what he's got. Let's see. I mean, I think normally black would take the pawn in that kind of position. But it seems like I'm getting games where I get to do this. This seems like a little unusual way to do it. All right, so how do we attack this this formation? Is e6 a good move? No idea. No idea. All right. All right, let's do the generic h4. All right, let's trade that guy. Let's go with the pawn. I'm gonna need to defend this guy in a minute. He wants that square again. All right. Well, this should be useful for me. Pin. Keep forgetting about that move. Keep forgetting about it. Okay. Maybe one of these games I should just play knight d4, you know? Can I live with that? Well, yeah. You know, yeah. Maybe I should give up the King's Indian attack. Just not do it. I've used up quite a healthy amount of time here. For what? I'm not really sure, but okay, I suppose I'm building towards something. I always think like I'm going to get more out of this than I do, you know? Be good to get a plan, right? Well, I have something of a plan now. I have something of a plan. Something of a plan. Not a real great plan. Not worked out plan. Whoop. Hmm. All right. So at some point, I'll start. Maybe okay. Now maneuver my knight, I guess. Well, actually, now he's getting low on time too. So here we go. Finally doing something. It's not like it took too long or anything. Okay, now what? All right, let's just take that pawn. Oh, I did it at the wrong moment. That was bad. super bad. Just not my day. Really not my day. Okay. All right. I got rid of that. Uh-oh. Ah, just in time to defend this. Oh, he played a different move than I thought he did. That was very sneaky. All right, trying to do something now. Finally, an aggressive move. All right, now I can think a little bit. All right, let's see what happens if I do that. Can he trade? Ooh. Not wanting to chance it. Oh, okay. He did that. Oh! Gonna give you a draw. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that was an exhausting game. I made so many moves just randomly moving around. My brain was kind of fried. Good defense by Kuso. Kuso. Vuv. Okay, Vuv. Another regular. All right, this is going to be the last one. He says I'm his favorite GM. Oh, shucks. Same-ish. Okay, that's a good way to close things out. Okay, 92. I wonder if did I do something wrong? All right, let's, I don't know, improvise. Not sure what I'm going to do next. Let's make something up. I don't know if this makes any sense, but we'll see. Well, the pawn is hanging, so white can try to take it with a knight or the bishop. And then something happens. What? I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see. First I'll take, I'll go here, create a pin. And then I'll think of something. Not really any kind of threat. All right. I'll bring this guy over here. Also not really threatening anything. I guess the best I can do really is to take on d4 and put a knight on c5. Maybe, oh, okay. Now it's more a Benko Gambit type thing. And I think I get some compensation with this of driving the bishop off the diagonal. Because he's got the bishop coming to c3. Well, not so sure about that. What if I just hit him right away? Because then I think bishop c3 is a blunder. I'm on it. That's an honest statement. I do think this is a blunder. Boom. I tell the truth. Uwe says, if I were Capablanca, I would beat you. But if he were Capablanca, he'd be dead. I don't think a dead man can beat me. I mean, a lot of younger players manage to do it, but a dead man, I don't think so. Yeah, bishop b5 just wins the piece. Okay, a little speculation with that sacrifice, pawn sacrifice in the last game. I was not at my sharpest today, and I paid for it a few times, but that's how it goes. It's funny because I just played real Blitz, but, maybe when you play Blitz over the board, that just makes it harder to play computer Blitz. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for coming out this morning, my time, or maybe evening where you are, and challenging me. And I was challenged. I was definitely challenged today. I appreciate it. It's fun for me, and hopefully it's fun for you guys. And I'll see you again sometime in June. It's a busy month, but I'll manage to slide the Blitz in there somewhere, and we'll do this again. So thanks, everybody, for coming out, and I'll see you next time.